Hey, welcome back. This is Suede playing Atrocity. We are getting ready for Chapter 2 here, so let's just dive right in. Night. 60 kilometers away from Aksaypolis, the scene is at Joe's apartment. Joe wakes up because of a phone call. The phone display shows the caller's name, Chrissy. She is Joe's girlfriend. Hey, are you asleep? Not anymore. Me neither. Yeah. Another pause. So, what do you want? You'll take me from here, won't you? Alright, here's Chrissy to you, calling in the middle of the night and asking him to go someplace and pick her up. As usual, he couldn't figure out whether this was a plea or some kind of command. A command. Very much her usual style. Where's here? Where to should I go? From this gazebo here and to your place. Joe, still half asleep, could not really get what it was that she wanted him to do. Which gazebo? Why was she there at all? Why so late? Because of all of this, he got quite mad at her. Chrissy was, of course, loose cannon, which Joe usually found great about her, but in some situations, like this one, she drove him up the wall, to be honest. Which gazebo? The usual one, like they all are. I'll be waiting for you. She's really putting him on, not only telling him to drive who knows where in the middle of the night, she couldn't even explain where the heck she was. I mean, I'll just agree, whatever. Well, starting a fight right now would make no sense. Chrissy was simply being Chrissy, looking for adventures as always. Joe decided at some earlier point that he'd accept her behavior as one accepts weather. It might not be nice all the time, but there's no way of changing it, no matter how much you'd curse it. On top of it, Joe was not intending to break up with her. Life without her would have become too dull. Which does not mean, on the other hand, that such phone calls with demands like this one should go unpunished. Chrissy, you woke me up in the middle of the night. You can't explain anything. You simply demand that I go someplace and get you, and whoa, you're bullying me at the same time? That's why I'll simply hang up on you, switch off my phone, and go back to sleep. And tomorrow morning you may tell me where you were and who with. Oof. Wait. Another long pause. Chrissy was probably weighing her options, and she may have figured out just how wrong she was. Because what I heard next was something almost impossible. I'm sorry, you're right. Why should I start talking with you like a bully? I'm so sorry that I woke you up. Well, I had a huge fight with my parents today. I mean, it was really major. Then I went to Nancy's and stayed with her until very late. Then I was staying outside. Right now I'm sitting in this gazebo and thinking how my life is. In short, Joe, do get me out of here, please. Oh, and buy cigs for me. Now, Joe knew a little more about the whole situation. Even though she was loose cannon, of course, Chrissy's parents were usually patient with her, loving her and taking her as she was. They rarely got into fights. This time, Chrissy went to chill out with her old friend. Joe knew where Nancy lived, and he even realized which gazebo it was. Joe met Nancy only a few times before. That was during some get-togethers in the gazebo, in which the girls were usually coming together before Chrissy had met Joe. Later, Chrissy's parents moved away from that area, so she stopped seeing all of her childhood friends, except Nancy. Well, now he could also figure out why Chrissy was being so insolent. She simply drank too much. Are you somewhere around Nancy's house? In your old yard? Yeah. I'll wait there. I'll be over soon. Joe looked at his clock again. 3 in the night already. Let's pretend that it's an early reveille for him today. He dressed quickly and went down into his yard to his old and creaky car. Yes, very shabby, but it was all that Joe could afford. He lit a cigarette and his thoughts were all about Chrissy. 20 minutes later, driving through empty streets, Joe got to the yard. The playground where the gazebo stood was overgrown with thick bushes and trees. This provided a nice shade by daytime, but at night this place was rather dark and gloomy. Inside the gazebo he saw Kate. She was not someone whom he would be happy finding here. Not at all. She was sort of Crucy's best friend, but Joe and her could not stand each other. They were not really at loggerheads, but definitely preferred staying away from each other. Joe got bugged by her snide remarks, and Kate could not stand him for his hot temper. Ah, one can recognize you from a block away just by your music. Kate spoke, staring at her smartphone without even looking up. Hey. Joe sat down opposite to her. Hope you're fine too. Where's Chrissy? Your Chrissy stepped out into the nearest bushes. Is she real blasted? She'll be able to take off her panties herself, I guess. Alright. I'm talking about what happened at her home. Oh, you're in the know already? I guess she'll tell you herself. There is a pause for a while. Alright, give me a cig. We're so awfully silent anyway, scowling, sort of, one at the other. At least there'd be some reason for my being here. Joe found a package and offered a cigarette to Kate. Why didn't she say anything about you? Why would she? Or, in that case, you wouldn't have come over? I would. Someone should be taking her home, no? And what about you? Don't they lock your dormitory for the night? Of course they do. So I have to go and look for a place to sleep at, but really, I could not have left Chrissy alone here, right? Looks like we both feel responsible for her. She's taking her time, though, isn't she? Yeah, right. Maybe she fell asleep there. Okay, it's urgent. Someone must save this gal. Oh, how great that the gallant knight is here already. As it seems, Kate could never abstain from a snide remark. Keep calm or pick a fight. Guess I'll keep calm. I guess it looks like Joe's switching more of like a hot-tempered guy. So I'm kind of doing the opposite of what would probably happen, but oh well. But Joe was not interested in starting a day with yet another fight, so he simply decided to disregard whatever Kate was saying. After a short silence, Kate started talking again. She even took her eyes off the phone for the first time. Wow. She wanted to call you in the first place. So why didn't she? She didn't want to bother you, as you seem to slave away so much at your job. Well, in the end, she made me drive over here in order to get her, and she's blasted too. So that's better for her to be drunk. Over the last few hours, she could only sit around and bawl, and she didn't want to fight with you in this condition. Oh, I see. Half a minute later, Chrissy appears at the gazebo. She's astoundingly fresh. That is, for someone who spent the whole night hugging the bottle. Ah, here you are. Hi. Oh, I've been missing you so much. You won't believe just what happened. Okay, Joe, now you get the whole story in minute detail. And chances are that might happen several times. Kate, dearest, please stop acting up because we must get a ride with Joe, okay? If you just stay quiet, you'll have more chances for waiting inside until your dormitory opens, and not outside. Okay, I'll shut up. And Kate got back to an attentive study of some newsfeed in her smartphone. So, what's up with you? What happened? I had a huge fight with my parents. What was it about? Some trifle which isn't worth mentioning, but we told each other everything that has accumulated over the years. People who live together must sort out their problems sooner or later. It's important. However, such a conversation happens when it is still not too late. Otherwise, they won't be able to live together anymore. It's oddly astute of you, Dr. Kate. Kate was silent for a moment, looking away and thinking of something. Come to think of it, this is what happened between me and my parents. And later on, we told each other so many things which we should have never mentioned. Mom said that she is ashamed of a daughter like me, and I told her that I don't want to know them anymore. Seems like serious stuff. Right. Well, I did not mean anything wrong with that, just wanted some independence. I'm a grown-up woman already, and they keep fussing over me as if I were a child. They were deciding everything for me, and I was not allowed any independence because, as they said, I was their disappointment in life. Also, that I was not doing anything worthwhile, nor pursuing any goals, just living at their expense and having fun. So, what's the end result of it all? Nothing. If I am such a heavy burden for them, I will simply release them of it. Chrissy, what have you done? Joe started finally getting a hunch of just where his girlfriend was leading up to. I left my home. Now I will live on my own. Chrissy, dear, but where do you intend to stay, and where would you get the money to live on? I have some for the start. I could save a little bit from my previous job, and I could stay at your place. I mean, until I can find another job. Oh, wow. This loose cannon of a girl decided to pull off her new trick. It was not about taking her from someplace in the middle of the night at all. It was about taking her to his apartment where she was intending to stay on. For a while. Honestly speaking, Joe was not ready for such turn of events. He has been seeing Chrissy mostly because, for him, it was a convenient option. It's a weird way to phrase it. She was a university student, some years younger than him, and she was not making any attempts to barge into his life, as opposed to how other women were behaving, Joe's age mates. Well, he cherished his freedom above all, and he loved his bachelor pad more than anything else. That is, taking a girl there for a night was one thing, but as for letting her stay there for an indefinite period of time, no, he would never subscribe to that. Well, okay, so I guess playing to the character, you probably want to talk her out of leaving home. One should save this girl, of course, before she'd screw it up even more. Well, on the other hand, Joe was not really eager to appear as a lifesaver, and he was even less enchanted with the prospect that this loose cannon could occupy his apartment. Hey, Chrissy, hold on. Keep your horses. What do you mean, staying at my place? You can't simply get up and leave your home. Why can't I? Here I am, and this is exactly what I did today. Wait, Chrissy, you're getting a bit too far with your quirks. Come on, even if you feel that way, you can't just, up and run away from your home. Yeah, I ran away, because I can't stay there anymore. And what are you planning to do next? What will you live on? Where will you be able to find a job? You're still a student, right? Are you up to quitting your university then? I don't know, but why not? I was hoping for some boost from you, and you're about to start pestering me, just like my parents do. Not at all. I'm only trying to talk you out of doing some really dumb. What's your idea about where and how you want to live now? Why are you yelling? You'll wake up everybody around here. Alright, so here's the thing. I've been holding it in. I've been super patient with Kate. I've dodged 2 opportunities to get into a fight. It's time to get in a fight. Yell at Kate. Kate was the last person whom Joe would want to see participating in this squabble. One drama queen is more than enough for it, and he still had to find ways of coping with her and getting the upper hand. You, Kate, don't you even start butting in. Who's butting in? I was babying Chrissy here while you were... Oh, by the way, what have you been doing here? It's none of your business, so don't screw it. How come when you've been... How come you're yelling at my friend? She's my girlfriend. Then at least be kind to her. I'm kind enough. Great. Then they grew silent for a while. Now listen, guys. Look. Looks like there's tons of people staring at us from the windows. Isn't it time to get out of here, maybe? Sure. At least we can agree on something. Now please get into the car, both of you. Should we drop you off someplace, Kate? Joe, why don't we take her with us? Tonight. She's nowhere to go to. Get in, quick, or else I might call the police. I'll stop by at the all-nighter and get some beer. God, Kate is just smug AC. Get some for me, too. Me too, then. Cool. 10 minutes later, Joe drove up to a 24/7 kiosk. 2 drunks, both looking like real hoodlums, were standing next to it. Joe stopped his car about 20 meters away from them. Why did you stop so far away? Stay inside, both of you. I'll go and get everything. Okay. Go ahead. Joe stepped out of his car and came up to the kiosk, walking past the two guys. Hoodlum 1. Hey man, what a surprise. Come join the gang, buy us a drink. Do you have a phone? Give it to me then. I must make a call and I gotta make a call and mine's in the red. Oh, what a face for a hoodlum. These guys' expressions. And who's that there in your car? Oh, wow, why are you hiding such babes there? Come on, bring him here. Us guys never do any harm to chicks. Yeah, that's the most trustworthy statement just to come right off the bat. That was enough for Joe to really go ballistic. He had too much over the last several hours. Problems at his job, this phone call from Chrissy, his squabble with Kate, etc. Whatever made him appear here instead of sleeping peacefully at his home. He suddenly felt pure rage flame up inside himself, a desire to wipe out both of them. Joe only looked at the two scumbags, and they could see something awful in his stare. One of them even checked the other, saying sharply, let's split, buddy, for sake. He's gone berserk. Oh, hi, ma'am. You seem awfully happy. Would you like something, sir? Joe turned to the salesgirl. Whatever he was doing later happened automatically. Any words that he spoke, any of his actions. Sure. 4 packs of Morley, red please. Then 10 cans of Aksay beer. Oh my gosh. 2 bags of crab chips and a bag. Thin Morleys? Do you have regular ones? Yes. Joe paid, brought everything over to the car, and put the bag inside. Chrissy looked at him, bewildered. She probably saw something in his eyes that upset her. What's up, Joe? Are you alright? Stay in the car, okay? Joe drove only 100 meters away from the kiosk, stopping at a lane in which the two guys disappeared. Then he took a bandana out of the glove compartment, a do-rag with an animal face printed on it. What the heck? What are you up to, Joe? Punish him. The heck? Like a right turn into Crazy Town, alright. Joe got out of the car and quickly walked up to the two hoodlums, taking out a knife when he was close to them. Everything was so sudden that they did not even understand what was going to happen. What the heck? For what? What? As Joe was right next to them, he stabbed them, lightning quick with his knife. Blood started streaming immediately from their sides. What the heck? Now get cured. What? Alright. What does it mean? And he ran back to the car, leaving behind the two hoodlums collapsed slowly to the ground. What? I'll find you, pig. Do you hear me? Kate, find all your entrails first. Why is Kate on board with this? Why is she just full on yeah, stab people, whatever. That was Kate who leaned out of the window. She was exulting with what just happened. When Joe got inside the car, she said with a straight face, Joe, why didn't you tell me what you were up to? I'd get out as well and kick him. These people are terrible. Just terrible people. Some other time. I was in too much of a hurry. Let's move now. What happened? These didn't realize whom they were messing with. Now they'll do time in hospital. Holy crap, what if they find us later on? I doubt it. Okay, here we go. Joe is on the sofa hugging Chrissy. They sip their beers. Kate is in a chair. She is plucking strings on a guitar. Oh, by the way, I know how we can unwind, and you could clear your head too. Huh. Do you remember Paul? Him and his Rachel girl. They wanted to make a trip to some town on the seashore on Walpurgis Night. There are many abandoned buildings there. They said that we should come along as well. We can have a party there and drink some. Chrissy made a wry face when she heard this name. Rachel. Oh, Is Rachel going too? She'll mess up everything again by starting some mayhem. She might, of course, but what do you care? That won't disturb us, right? But she's crazy. Hey, nobody's perfect. She still believes in black magic and thinks that she's a witch for real. Rachel? Is it that girl who offered up a live bunny as a sacrifice? That time when you guys went to a barbecue party? What? What? Yep, that one. I'm just like chapter 1 was like all spooky with ghosts and stuff, and this was just like a bunch of psychos. Like, these people are just psychos. Whatever. That's gross, Joe. Just where do you find such people? Why are they your friends? How about yourself? Nah, I'm much better, and I like animals. When would we be leaving? On the 30th, day after tomorrow. Oh no, it's already tomorrow, to be exact. We'd leave fast. But first of all, I must take my things from home. Which town was that? Aksaypolis. Dun dun dun. Oh, I know, it's a... Oh. Alright. Been there? No, never, but no one said anything nice about it. So, you coming? Well, why not? It's still better than sticking around here. Kate, would you come with us? Going away around Walpurgis Night to an almost deserted town? With strangers? Getting smashed at Black Sabbath in a place where no one could help us out of something? Wait. Going away around Walpurgis Night to an almost deserted town? With strangers? Getting smashed at Black Sabbath in a place where no one could help us out if something awful were to happen? Of course I'm coming. Okay, that is a done deal. Tomorrow we'll go and get Chrissy's stuff. Then we'll get ready for the trip. I'll call Paul when he'll get up. Late morning in Joe's apartment. Everything is in a mess. Empty beer cans lie around on the floor. Joe drinks his morning tea. Chrissy is still asleep on the sofa. Kate is in the kitchen. She is taking her coffee. Ah, crap. I have not slept so lousy for ages. You must be grateful that you weren't sleeping outside. Chrissy turned over in her sleep and moaned plaintively. You okay? Want some headache pills? Yep, and water. A lot. Oh. Okay. Do you want us to drop you off somewhere, Kate, or will you go with us? I mean, Kate says she's going to take a ride with them. I'll go with you guys, of course. Why would I leave Chrissy alone? I'll start the car then, and you two get ready. I'm having a hard time deciding which of these three is, like, the worst. Because, like... Kate's kind of full of herself. Chrissy is all angsty and weird and rebellious. And Joe flat out stabbed a guy for, like, pretty minor offense. Like, the heck? What if they're waiting for me there? Well, I'll give a buzz or two on the intercom, of course, just to check out. Why don't you call them from your phone? I switched it off yesterday. Take mine then, and call your home number if you want to check. Right, give me yours. Chris dialed the number. No one picked up the phone on the other end. Crap, I feel creepy somehow about getting there. Okay, fine, then let's go together. Why not with Joe? It's better, you know, if you go with me. What if we meet your parents? At least I'm okay for them, right? Kate is right, it's better if she goes with you. Chrissy gave it a thought and then nodded. The girls walked up to the house entrance and pressed the intercom button. It seemed that no one responded because soon they disappeared behind the door. Joe was sitting in the car. He was. About 10 minutes later, he felt very bored, so he got out and ordered to smoke a cigarette. He couldn't enjoy it all by himself, though. Kate, appearing at the entrance again, headed straight to him. Can I have a cig too? Gosh, you have like a cigarette sense? And why didn't you stay with her there? Joe offered her an almost empty pack of Morley, then gave her a light. Kate blew out a large puff of smoke. How can you smoke such crappy stuff? Don't change the subject. What happened? We bumped into her mom. And what next? Should I put you on the rack so you can start saying things? Nothing much happened. Both were quite surprised, but none was yelling. They wanted to talk one-on-one, so here we are. I mean, we're here just standing around smoking and waiting. Do you think they might get again into each other's hair? Or quite the opposite, make peace? It's been long enough. Why don't I call her on their house number? It's better if I do this. Her mom doesn't know yet that you're here. Don't make things worse. Okay, call then. Kate dials the number. So Chrissy, what's up? You sure? Alright, got it. Kate pressed the button to end the call. She says that we should leave now. Does that mean that they made up? Ah, screw it. Says she'd call you later in the evening, and the trip is still on. How strange. Right. Well, I did not expect her to really move out from her home. And which town was it again where we should be going tomorrow? Aksaypolis. Dun dun dun. What's so big about it? Aksaypolis is... Bum bum bum. Hey, thanks for sticking around. Watch Chapter 2 of Atrocity. This chapter was a bit of a change of pace, a little bit more drama, a little bit less spooky, but introducing interesting new characters, some interesting plot developments. I'm excited to see how this all relate back to the main story, and I guess we'll find out how. See ya.